Welcome to the 3 by the Sea Designs YouTube channel. Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of the 3 by the Sea Designs podcast. My name is Kim, and this podcast is all about the shop that I have with my mom Dreama and my sister Becky. It's an online shop on Etsy, and we sell handmade things for knitters and crocheters. So welcome. Today is Friday, August 30th, and this is episode 49. I also talk about on this podcast things that I'm working on, finished objects that I've knitted or crocheted, just projects, works in progress, all of those things. So welcome and thanks for joining me today. I have so much to talk to you about. This is not the preview episode for our fall collection. That will go up in about a week or so. There's lots of changes that we've made to the schedule, so I will get into all of that. But I wanted to say a special thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this episode. My coffee cup for the day. Coffee is definitely my magic potion, so I feel like today's going to be a multiple coffee cup day. It has been about 3 weeks since I recorded a regular episode because we changed our schedule around with the shop update for our fall collection. So I will announce those dates in just a moment, but I wanted to let everyone know that right now we are having a Labor Day sale in our shop. I'll link everything below that I talk about today. So our shop link will be below in the description box. Started yesterday on Thursday through Monday, which is Labor Day. Almost everything in our shop is on sale, including yarn, patterns, stitch markers, notions, things like that. The new stuff that I'm going to show you today that's going to go in the shop on Saturday, that is not included in our sale. This is a summer sale, and this new stuff is for fall and Halloween. So, but everything else is on sale, so definitely go take a look at that. Also, we put up our pre-orders for the Hocus Pocus mystery set. This will not be up much longer for you to purchase for pre-order. So those will ship out the third week of September, around the 23rd. And it is a full skein and a coordinating mini, and then you have the option to get a set of needle stoppers as well. So thank you to everyone who has already purchased that. Our fall collection has been moved to September 14th. It was originally supposed to be the 31st, which is tomorrow as of when I'm recording this, but we needed a couple extra weeks. We've had a few delays, nothing major, just trying to cram it all in. We didn't want to stress about it too much, so we decided to postpone it 2 weeks to give ourselves really enough time to finish everything. There's a lot that goes into our updates because it's all yarn. You can see the yarn behind me, but it's yarn, new project bags, new stitch markers, new notions. All of those things are being added into the shop, so it takes us a while to get it all ready and coordinated. So I will do a preview video for that probably next weekend, and then the 14th will be when the update goes live, and it'll always be at noon Eastern time in our Etsy shop. And if you follow us on social media, Instagram and Facebook, we always post there with pictures and sneak peeks and previews. As you can see, I still have all of this yarn. I have to get it labeled and get all of the sock sets together, and so it'll be a fun preview to show you everything that we've come up with. As of tomorrow, which will be the 31st of August, we are going to be having a small shop update with our Grinning Ghosts colorway and a new teal tonal colorway, as well as we're adding in a few new stitch markers and needle stoppers. So I wanted to show you those because I know a lot of you have been waiting for this colorway. So this is our Grinning Ghosts colorway. This was a mystery set that we had last year in the shop for Halloween, and it was a inspired by the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. Here is the sock set. It comes with a teal mini. So we will have it available across all of our bases. This is our Sanibel base, which is a fingering weight 75-25 superwash merino nylon. It'll be singles or sock sets. Our Coquina base, which is a MCN cashmere, merino cashmere nylon blend fingering weight. Our Destin base, which is our DK single or sock sets, and the sock sets come with 2 minis. Our Surrey base, which is our St. Augustine, and it's our Surrey alpaca silk blend lace weight. So pretty on the Surrey. And then we have something exciting to share with you. So we love having a stellina base. The supplier that we were getting our stellina base from hasn't been very consistent as far as when it's been available. A lot of times when we go in to order it, it's out of stock. So we decided to try a different supplier, one that we purchase other yarn from. And so it's definitely a trusted supplier, and it's a stellina base. It's fingering weight, and it's absolutely fabulous. We love our other stellina base, but because of the supply issues we are running into with them, we decided for now to go with someone that's a little bit more consistent for us. And it's got great sparkle, as you can see, hopefully. It's a fingering weight, it's a 75-25, so 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% silver stellina. It's just fabulous. I've used it, I've knit with it, it's great. So this is we call this our Amelia base. So that is all of the bases for Grim Grinning Ghosts. We're really excited to be able to bring this as an in-stock colorway to the shop. You know, if you've been around for a while and ordered our mystery colorways, you know that we like to keep them exclusive for at least 6 months to a year. So since this was just a mystery colorway last year, this is actually brand new as an in-stock colorway for the shop. We have a beautiful tonal to go with it as well. Oh, before I show you the tonal, let me show you a few samples. First of all, here is a swatch of what Grim Grinning Ghosts look like. This is the knit swatch and the crochet swatch. Grim Grinning Ghosts is a variegated colorway, and it's a blend of colors. So that's why you see these sort of stripe effect that it does back and forth. Because of that variegation, it's so beautiful. And I love the crochet one as well. I think that was the back. This might be the front. It's hard to tell in crochet. And I have a couple of samples to show you. So I made these socks last year. I used a sock set, so I used the teal mini and I faded in the colors. You see how it does this sort of micro striping almost? This striping effect. And then I also faded in the mini starting right before I got to the heel and into the heel flap and gusset. And while I was doing the gusset, I faded back in the main color. I talked about these on an episode sometime last year. I'll link it down below if you want to see when I worked on these. So that is one pattern or one sample with the yarn. And then my mom made this really pretty cowl for Becky last year. I think I showed it on the podcast. I can't remember what the name of this was, so I will link it down below. Which way is the top? I think that's the bottom. Okay. I didn't make this one, so I wasn't sure which one's which. But it's fun to see the difference between different types of patterns, how the yarn looks different. And I like that she used the teal as well at the top and the bottom. So that is 2 examples for you of some things knit up with Grim Grinning Ghosts. Let me show you the tonal that we have that goes with it. We decided to call this one Totally Teal. It's a very beautiful light teal, and it goes perfectly with Grim Grinning Ghosts. This is the DK. We also have it on our Surrey, and this is the Amelia base, the Stellina. Wouldn't that be so beautiful together in something? So that will also be across all of our bases. Sanibel, Amelia, Coquina, which is the cashmere, and then the DK and the Surrey. So pretty. And they look, like I said, they look really pretty with all of the Grim Grinning Ghosts. So you could do something with those together if you wanted to, or you could do something the opposite of that. You could hold these together if you wanted to. There's so many different options. We also have some really fun needle stoppers and stitch markers that are going into the shop. So let me show you those. This is a Haunted House stitch marker or progress keeper. And we have a matching set of needle stoppers to go with it. Needle stoppers sit right on top of your needles on your project when you're not working on your project. And they fit right on top of these needles. Just like that. So we have that set. Isn't that so cute together too? And we have a ghost set that match the colorway really well. Look how cute those are. And they're smiling, so they're Grim Grinning Ghosts. And look how cute that is together. I'll put up a picture here of everything all together. It looks so pretty all together. And then of course we found these really cute Mickey and Minnie charms. And they're ghosts. How cute. We're kind of obsessed with Disney around here, with going to Magic Kingdom and, well, all of the parks, but we've always been obsessed with it since we live so close. We're only about an hour away from Disney. So that is what we have available starting tomorrow. We'll update the shop at noon Eastern time, and with the new yarn and the new notions. And is there anything else for shop news? I don't think so. If you do decide to order Hocus Pocus, which is the mystery, that is not going to ship out until later on in September. So make sure you order that separately than anything you decide to order from the shop that's in stock, because if you don't order them separately, then none of your stuff will ship now. It will all ship at the end of September, and it makes it very difficult for us when we're trying to assemble it and get everything ready, packed up and shipped out for the mystery sets. It makes it kind of difficult for us to go back and figure out all the combo orders, and so if you could just order those separately, we would greatly appreciate it. So that's it for shop news, I think. Like I said, I will show you everything that we're adding to the shop for our fall collection on our preview video, which will come out probably in either next weekend or into the following week, which will be the week before the update. I do have quite a few finished objects to show you. Remember last time I had none? This time I have 4. I think I have 4 finished objects to show you. The first finished object I have to show you is my Birds of a Feather shawl. Now, this is not blocked yet because I hadn't had a chance to block it, but I did finish it a few days ago. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and I decided to modify it because I only wanted to use one skein of each. So you hold you don't hold it double, but you use a skein of fingering weight yarn and a skein of either mohair, or you could use Surrey. And so I only wanted to use one. The pattern calls for more, I think 2 of each. But I only wanted to use one because I live in Florida and I didn't want something too humongous because it doesn't get cold here for very long in Florida. So I wanted to be able to use this a little bit more. So in order to do the modifications that I didn't really even modify anything. I did find a modification, and I linked it down below, that you can do where you shorten the number, your stitch count, and it allows you to go through the whole pattern with only one skein of main color. But I didn't actually do that. I just stopped at the section, the last lace section. So on the regular pattern, you continue on with the stripes for a little bit longer, probably about this much longer. But I didn't want to continue it on. Well, I ran out of yarn, which was my intention. So I stopped it at this lace section, and you can't see it very well yet because it's not blocked, but it's really gonna bloom once it's blocked out. So I'm so happy with it. I used our yarns, what did I use? I used Sea Fan, which is this coral color, and Pink Lemonade Party, which is the lighter color. So I'm very, very happy with it. I will put it on for a brief second just so you can kind of see how it will look when it's bunched up like almost like a scarf. But I really like the striping effect, and actually with black it looks really pretty. So that's my Birds of a Feather shawl. Very, very happy with it. I started that Birds of a Feather shawl on July 7th and I finished it on August 25th. And I don't remember what the pattern calls for, but I did use a US 6 4mm. I think the pattern may have called for a 5. But I, again, wanted it to be a little more open and airy because of Florida's climate. I also finished my Musselburgh hat. Here it is. I did decide to do the second half in black. I talked about that on the last podcast episode. So half of it is black. I used Knit Picks fingering weight, oh, what's it called? The colorway was just black. So, but I like that you can wear it 2 different ways. So this is a gift for my boyfriend Gary for his birthday. His birthday is on the 15th of September, which is 2 days after my birthday. So you could, and it's cool because there's just a little bit of the yellow showing through. So he could wear it this way, or he can flip it inside out and wear it that way. And these are the colors of the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is a hockey team that he really likes. Their colors are yellow and black, basically. And if you fold up the brim like so, then you'll have the stripes with the black brim. Isn't that cute? Or you could do the black with the stripes on the brim. It's one of the things I love about the Musselburgh hat is that I have makeup on, so I don't know if I want to put this on because I feel like it would show, it would get on there. And since this is a gift, I'm not gonna put it on. But when I do give it to him, I will take a picture of him and I'll put it up, but that'll probably be on the next podcast, the next episode. So I was very happy with that. I did use, what's really cool about the Musselburgh is that you can use any yarn, any size needle that you're comfortable with, and based on, because the pattern, the stitch counts are all based on your gauge. So once you start, then you, once you get to a point where you can count your gauge, or where you can check like how many stitches you have per inch, then she gives you your stitch count. So you can use DK weight yarn, you can use fingering weight, even worsted weight, sport weight, anything. So like a lot of people have sport weight skeins around and they're like, what am I gonna do with this? Because not a lot of patterns call for sport weight. I think it would be great to use your sport weight yarn on a Musselburgh hat. So if you have any skeins of sport weight laying around that you don't know what to do with, try it with a Musselburgh hat. So I started this, I made the adult medium. I started it on May 20th and I finished it August 14th. It took me so long because I had to stop and wait for the black yarn to come because that wasn't my original plan. My original plan was to do the whole thing in stripes, in the stripe, but then through the help of you guys, I was able to, I decided to use the black. So the striped yarn is B&H yarns in the Solar Eclipse colorway, or no, it was their Solar Eclipse event yarn, and the colorway was Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. And then the black, I said, was Knit Picks. And then I used a needle size US 2.5, which is a 3mm. I like that it'll be kind of slouchy on his head a little bit like that. Hopefully. So that's it. I'm very happy with it. I feel like you should always have a Musselburgh hat on the needles because it's so easy and it's one of those things you can just pick up and go with. Sometimes I'll find myself like if we're going somewhere in the car and I'm not driving, then I'm like, ooh, if I'm not at a place in a sock that I'm like good in the car, this is like perfect car knitting. Perfect car knitting. Definitely recommend the pattern. Oh, and I didn't even say the Musselburgh hat is by Ysolda Teague. I'll link it below. My last two finished objects are socks. I finished the Olympics socks and my shark socks. So let me get these on my foot mannequin because I like showing them on that more than on the sock blockers. So here is the Olympics socks. This is a DK weight mini skein set that we had in the shop earlier in the summertime, and I just faded in the colors of the rings on the Olympic flag. So I loosely followed the Floofy House Socks pattern by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. Because that is a DK weight pattern, sock pattern. So I used her numbers, and I also love her her butterfly heel, and I'd never done that one in DK before, so I was happy with that. And then of course her umbrella toe, I love that one as well. So I used the bones of her pattern basically, and then I just striped in those colors. I started these on July 27th, which was the day of the Olympics started, and I finished them on August 11th. I was doing a knit along with Lindsay from Sock Witchery, and she was doing like a little impromptu Olympics knit along to try to knit some socks during the Olympics. So I was able to finish those. This was I used a US 3.25 millimeter needle. I did 5 rounds on the cuff in a 2x2 ribbing, and then I did 10 rounds on the leg before I started the butterfly heel and the umbrella toe. One thing I did want to talk about, and I touched briefly on this last time, was that when I made the first sock, I changed my colors on the at the beginning of the round on the side, and you can see where on the side of the sock where you can tell where I changed colors, which is fine, it's not a big deal. But on this sock, I changed colors on the bottom, so just halfway between the front of the sock and the back of the sock, and that way you can't see it on either side. It's just a little trick when you're doing stripy stuff or changing colors in a sock. So I'm happy with those. I love how they turned out. All right, so these are my, I call them my shark socks. These were, let's see, no specific pattern. I just made them shorties. I started these on Wednesday, July 17th and finished them on August 11th, same day as I finished those other socks. And the main color yarn was from Twin Mommy Creations, and it was called You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat. It was a Jaws inspired colorway, which is why I call these my shark socks. And the blue, the contrast colors, let's see. So the blue was from So Happy Jane in the colorway Larkspur, and the red was from Big Sky Yarn Co. in the colorway Cherry Ice. Those were both minis that I had from my Row 1 minis stash. Aren't they so cute? I love how they turned out. Twin Mommy's yarn is so nice. I did a 2x2 cuff, 10 rounds for the ribbing, and then I did a leg of 10 rounds before I started the heel. I did the umbrella toe from Kay Jones, and then in here I just did a little bit of a texture on the foot. It was basically like a knit 3 purl 1 texture, but then you alternate. I'll link, or I'll put down below what I did in the description. And it just created these little purl bumps and gave you a cute little texture on the top of it. So that is my last finished object. Can you believe I had 4 this time? Like I was saying last time, I had none. So, but I was right on the edge of finishing almost all of those. So that's why I had so many this time. Normally I do not have that many, so that was exciting. Tomorrow, on August 31st, is the last day of Summer Sock Camp, which was a sock make-along that Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady puts on every summer. And so I thought it would be fun to show all of the socks that I finished during Summer Sock Camp. I'm trying to count them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I finished 8 pairs of socks for summer sock camp. That does not seem even real or possible. I don't know how I did that, but I wanted to briefly go through the ones that I made during summer sock camp and just show you these. So this is 1, 2. I did a lot of Shorty socks over the course of summer sock camp. These were so fun with the freckled whimsy stripes. And then these two, the mermaid waves pattern. And then of course these two that I just showed you guys. So that's a lot of socks that I finished during summer sock camp. I really enjoy making socks, obviously, and I love participating in summer sock camp every year with the Crazy Sock Lady and with all of you guys. Do you like making socks? Let me know in the comments if you do. Are you a crazy sock knitter like me, or do you just enjoy them every once in a while? Have you never made socks before and you want to try it? It's a lot of fun. You're going to get addicted to it. I just love socks and I really enjoy summer sock camp, so I thought it would be fun to show those to you guys. Let's move on to works in progress. I'll show you my oldest whip first. It's my Barbie socks. These are in a bag from Mountain State Stitches. My fun 80s 90s bag. It reminds me of Saved by the Bell so much. I have the first sock done and I can't remember, did I have this done last time? I can't remember if I did or not. I don't think I did. I think I was maybe almost finished with it. So this was a mystery colorway that we had over earlier in the summer. That was a Barbie inspired colorway and it's called Malibu Dreams. We've had a lot of questions on if we will have this colorway back in the shop, and the answer is yes, we will, but it probably won't be until next year, summertime. So I've got the first sock finished, and I am working on the second one, and I'm almost to the heel on the second one. I like how I did the little stripes at the top and it matches the toe. I think that's cute. So let's see, what am I doing on these? Most of this sock is a plain vanilla sock, and if you don't know what that means, a vanilla sock just means that you're not following a specific pattern for the sock. You're just knitting around. And there's no texture pattern or anything like that. It's just straight stockinette, basically. But I do have a few things that I've been doing. So the cuff, I did 2x2 ribbing for 25 rounds. And then I did 10 rounds here before I switched to the contrast color for 5 rounds. Then I did 5 rounds in between with the main color, and then 5 rounds of the contrast color. And then I did main color for the rest of the leg all through the heel. This is a heel from the Wrap-A-Mall Vanilla Socks from Sock Knitters Club. It's a garter heel. I loved it. It's very comfortable too. And then main color throughout the leg, or sorry, throughout the foot. And then for the toe, I did the umbrella toe from K. Jones, and I used the contrast color. I am using a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle, and I'm doing these on 9-inch circulars. And the fit is perfect. So I'm really enjoying working with this yarn. I absolutely love all of the colors that pop up throughout. It's so fun, and I can't wait to bring this back to the shop as an in-stock colorway next year. I've gotten lots of compliments on that colorway. Then the other two works in progress are new. You have not seen these yet. The first one is a cowl. It is one that I talked about last time on the on my future plans and dream knitting. Sometimes I do that. So I started the Herds the Word Cowl by Laura Dobratz. This is what the picture of the pattern looks like. And that's the cowl. This pattern is so good. I really recommend this pattern a lot. I absolutely love it. So you guys know I was toying with the idea of using a self-striping yarn, which I am still going to do. But for my first one, I wanted to do it in a just a regular like variegated yarn. So I decided to use Old Red Barn, which was a fall colorway that we had in the shop. Was it last fall or the fall before? I can't remember, but it was a fall autumn colorway called Old Red Barn. It had all of these beautiful earthy colors in it. I have it in a yarn cozy. This pattern is by Natalie from Nitty Natty. I love making these. Anyway, so this is the yarn that I'm using. And look how it's turning out so far. It's so pretty. Well, let me get you situated. There we go. Look how gorgeous this is. All right, so let's talk about a few things. The yarn is Old Red Barn. I did use a needle size, one size bigger, because again, I wanted it to be open, a little bit more open and a little bit more airy. Although I will say, I think on the next one, I'll go down to the regular needle size because it's gonna make this one a little bit bigger, but this is gonna be a gift anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like the person will know. It'll still be absolutely beautiful. So I did use a US 6 4mm needle instead of the 5. I think it called for a 5. So I'm really enjoying it. It's such a, it looks like brioche, right? A little bit. It's so enjoyable to make. No purling at all. My cute little sunflower. We're gonna have a sunflower. It's a little bit different than this one, but we're gonna have a sunflower in the fall update. So that's my Herds the Word cowl. I'm absolutely loving it. The way you knit this is you knit it flat, and then you, even though it's a cowl and it goes around, but you knit it flat, and then at the end after you've blocked it, you seam it together. And I believe this is the seam edge, or no, this might be the seam edge here. So once you get finished, maybe that, I'm not really sure on the construction of it. I looked at the pattern in person. I was able to go to 4 Purls. I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But 4 Purls is our local yarn shop, and the pattern designer, Laura, she is the owner of 4 Purls. So when I went out there, I was like, I need to see a sample of this. So it's kind of hard to understand the construction of it unless you've made one before or seen one in person, like that's already finished. So one of these is one of the seam edges. So that is the Herds the Word cowl. Thoroughly enjoying that. You do use basically like 1.5 skeins. I think it's 500 yards. Let's see. You need 550 yards of a fingering weight yarn. So basically you need 2 skeins, 1.5 skeins. Oh, and I have that in one of our old fall project bags. I don't even think we had this one in the shop. I think my mom just made it for me because I loved the fabric. So I have 2 skeins of that yarn in here. All right, the last whip is a test knit. It is a sock pattern. I have everything in this adorable Stars Hollow Knit-a-thon Gilmore Girls bag, tote bag. I'm test knitting the sock pattern called Where You Lead, and it is a pattern by Leah Gibson, who is Leah Loves to Knit on Instagram. And that is just a black and white version of what it looks like. You're able to use 5 mini skeins. So if you have like a 5 mini skein set, or just this would be a great stash buster as well. I believe this pattern comes out in just a few days as well. I'll have to double check on that. All right, so I have the actual pattern or the project in this Gilmore Girls bag. I think I showed these last time. This is from Cozy Corner CK. Yeah, Cozy Corner CK. Isn't that cute? I've finished one of the socks, so I have to send Leah all of my notes. I have to do that today or tomorrow, actually. But here is the first sock finished. Let me put it on a blocker so you can really see how it looks. Look how gorgeous this sock pattern is. I used our, a couple of years ago, we came out with a mini skein set called Autumn Bouquet. And so I used a few of those colors, and then this blue was our Night Sky colorway, and then this teal I pulled from Stash. It was just a little mini that I had. And I thought they all looked so beautiful together. The pattern is really fun because you're constantly changing colors, so you're getting like just constant change, and it makes you just want to keep going. Oh, let me get to the next color. Let me get to the next color. I love the bottom, how it looks too, and the pattern's very well written. And she had quite a few testers testing it, so I'm sure there'll be lots of sample pictures for you to see. Isn't it just so pretty? I absolutely love it. I have not cast on the second one yet, but I need to get that started because I want to have these finished soon. So that is the Where You Lead socks, still in testing, but it will be out in just a few days. I will link all of the information for the designer down below. So thank you, Leah, for letting me test. That was such a treat to be able to do that. I already have colors for another one picked out. I wanted to do a Christmas version, and you can use as many or as little colors as you want, which is another cool thing about the pattern. You don't have to use 4 different colors on the stripes. You could use 2 or you could use 10, however many you wanted to do, which is one of the reasons why I said it's a great stash buster, because you could use as many colors as you wanted to on this, really. But I decided I wanted to do a Christmas version of the socks because this looks very fall-like to me. So I thought I would use these colors. I don't know if I'll use all of them, but I thought about using these colors for a fall one, and this one would be my main color, heels, toes, and cuff. This is a colorway I dyed a long time ago. It's just like a very light, neutral taupe color, almost. Mushroomy kind of color. Very, very light. And then these 3 are from Rose Hill Yarns. They were from a advent that I got of hers. That's her logo. And then this one I just found in my stash of minis. It's like a light pink color. So I thought those would all be really pretty together in a Christmas version. So that might be closer to later on in the fall when I start those. I got my Freckled Whimsy Mystery Halloween Club. This is for, let's see. This is for September of 2024. If you haven't gotten your next club yet and you don't want to be spoiled from Freckled Whimsy, then look away. So this is called Ghoulish Giggles. Look how fun that is. I can't wait to use all of this Halloween striped yarn. It's just gonna be so fun. I want to make a pair of Halloween striped socks with every colorway. I mean a pair of Halloween socks with each colorway. But I'm not opposed to using them for other things as well. So I really love that. Earlier this week on Monday, me and my mom got to go to For Purls, which is like I was saying earlier, a yarn shop over in Winter Haven, and which is about an hour from us, an hour east of us. So like south of Orlando area, kind of like a little bit past Lakeland. And we were able to go meet some really special friends that we haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen Laura in so long, and I'd never gotten to meet her mom, Jo Carroll. So, and I don't think my mom had met either of them ever. So these are friends that we've had for a long time, customers, but really more friends. So hello, Laura, and hello, Jo Carroll. And it was so fun to spend the day with you guys. We really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put in some footage here of For Purls, which is our local yarn shop. It's local. It's one of the best yarn shops, I think, in Florida. So I'll put in a little bit of footage here of that, and then I'll show you the goodies that I was able to get. For Purls is the home store for Emma's Yarn. The Emma's parents own For Purls, and so of course they are the home store for Emma's Yarn, and Emma's Yarn is absolutely gorgeous. She has so many different bases and so many different beautiful colorways, and I really enjoyed looking around the whole shop at all of the different things that they had there. They have an amazing amount of samples of knitted and crocheted samples of things, and it's so inspiring to look around and see all of the things that are made, and it really gives you some good ideas on what you can use their yarn for. So I found this, well actually Joe Carroll found this beautiful shawl, and it stripes a fingering weight yarn and a Surrey. So I'll put up a picture of it here so you can see what it looks like. So her and I were hunting around for what we wanted to use to make this shawl, and I told her we should make this shawl together, and I'm not sure if Laura said she was going to do it either, but she found some other stuff too that she wants to make. So I decided on these colorways for the shawl. I'm pretty sure the shawl calls for a skein of fingering weight singles. I mean, the base that they used was a singles base. You can see all the Surrey on this. So this is Emma's Yarn. Isn't that so pretty? This colorway is called Group Hug. It's got pops of like a magenta color in there, and then some really fun teals. It's a 100% superwash merino, 400 yards for 100 grams. And it is a single ply. You can see here the single ply, there is not really much twist. There's no, it's only one yarn spun. There's no, or one strand, I should say, spun. It's not, there's no ply in it, which means a ply is like 2 ply, 4 ply, 4 single strands spun together. But this is just a single strand, which it's really fun to knit with, actually. I've only knit with it maybe 1 or 2 other times with this type of yarn. So I'm really looking forward to using it. And the colorway that I got to go with it is this one. I think those look beautiful together. This is like a sort of light dusky purple color. It's actually called Dusk Till Dawn, which is a great name for it. This is her Surrey Silk Blend. I think those look beautiful together. Just love it. I did get a couple other things at For Purls. I want to show you their sticker. This is their logo. I did get a couple other things there, but I can't show them because they are for a swap that I'm doing with a very special friend that I'll talk about another time. But we're doing a fun fall autumn swap together, and I don't want to spoil the surprise of the things that I'm giving to her. So I will take a picture of those and show them to you, or I'll do a video of them and show them to you at a later date. So I really enjoyed our trip to For Purls, and I enjoyed sitting down and spending time with Laura and Joe Carroll, and who are just such amazing friends. They were here for an event over the weekend called Yarn Lounge, and they went to it and they got me something from there. They got something for all 3 of us. And I don't have Becky's or my mom's gifts. I'm sorry that I don't have those to show you. But so Yarn Lounge is a periodic event that goes on in Florida where there's like local vendors that are there. Not just yarn vendors, because we've vended at it before, but just local knitting and crochet related vendors, I guess you could say. And Laura gave me this beautiful skein of yarn from one of the vendors called Biddy Knits. And she said, Laura said she really wanted to support this dyer. She came all the way from Georgia. So the colorway is called Summer Skies. It's a DK weight MCN blend, so it's an 80-10-10 superwash merino wool cashmere and nylon blend. This dyer has a website, bittyknits.com. I will link her down below. Isn't that such a beautiful colorway? And I love that it has cashmere in it, a DK weight cashmere. It's so pretty and so soft and squishy. So thank you, Laura, for the gift. And I know that she had some other things too at the event, some stitch markers and progress keepers and things. So she may have them on her website. I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to check out the website for this yarn dyer yet. So, but I wanted to say a special thank you to Laura and Joe Carroll for giving me that skein. I love it. All right, is that everything that I have to talk about? I think it is. Thank you guys for being patient with us while we moved things around with the schedule for the updates. And I hope that you guys really like the Grim Grinning Ghost colorway. And don't forget to set your alarms for Saturday at noon Eastern time. We'll have this, as well as we'll have Totally Teal in the shop. And then be on the lookout for our preview video for the fall update, which will be on the 14th of September. And don't forget, we're having a sale in the shop, all that good stuff. So I really enjoyed talking to you guys. Thank you for sitting down and chatting with me. I always enjoy reading the comments and chatting back and forth with you in the comments. It's such a great way for me to get to know you guys, and I really appreciate all of the communication. I love that. Really look forward to talking to you guys. So let me know how you're doing, what you're working on, and what you think of the new things that we're adding in the shop. I can't wait to share all of this stuff with you guys. We're trying really hard to get ready and get all our ducks in a row for the update. So I will see you guys again soon. Take care. Thank you. Bye.